like this one. And who's the jackass who put this thing in? Look at this. Look at this, guys. Come on, you see this? What are you thinking? Is that even like, what is this? You see this? This makes no sense to me. And that's why I say, hacks bring me stacks of cash. Stacks and stacks and stacks of cash. Thanks, guys. Look at this. Pathetic. You guys call yourselves HVAC professionals? Man, you guys need to go back to school. Timer flash 7 times. BTU system.
You ain't testing, you're guessing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Mikey Pipes. Today is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. And it is 8:45 in the morning, and we're working on this Evcon. I was expecting to see 407C, but it's actually 410A on this 36,000 BTU 3-ton system. Customer's complaint with this micro channel coil is that it's not cooling like it used to be. Yes, sir. It is not cooling like it used to be. So one of the first things I like to do is check the filter after examining the thermostat. So let's go inside. I really wasn't expecting to see the air handler inside a closet right here, but lo and behold, that's where it is. Here's our filter. And I would say that's like a black and white cookie. That's like a black and white. Peter, just hold that right there. Hold on. You know, we're going to get a good photo of this. That is going to make an epic thumbnail. It really is. All right, so we have a 20 by 25 by 1 filter here that, you know what we really could do? We could just spin it around. So let's just see what it looks like in here. Let's see. Get my flashlight. I'm using my Fix. Nice flashlight. Let's see what we have in there. We just have a cutout right there. It looks like the filter was just resting in there. That's a real ghetto type of install right here, I tell you. Real what I'm gonna do is make sure that our arrow is pointing towards the equipment, and we're gonna put that back in there. Just like that. Let's see. Just like that. You see? This is crazy, by the way. You know that, right? It's Coleman. It's a Coleman. You know, and you know they make camping equipment because there's a camping lantern right there. See? All right, well, Peter's going to the truck. I like my little Mercedes Metris cargo van. Well, Peter's going to the truck. I'm going to take a closer look at the condensing coil. She's dirty. Ain't no joke about that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Guys, I want you to pause the screen right now and scan that QR code with your phone and make a donation to the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy, charitable nonprofit organization. We're a recognized 501c3 charity where we provide free or low-cost plumbing, heating, and cooling services to those in the community who can't afford to hire a professional. Your donation is considered tax deductible. You'll get a tax deductible receipt, and that QR code will bring you to our PayPal page where you can make a donation and get a tax deductible receipt for that donation. All right, so I was expecting to see a 407C condenser here once I saw the Evcon, but that is not the case. We do have a filthy coil. I have cool air being discharged from the top of the condensing unit, so we don't really have much heat transfer going on there. We are missing, oh, we have service ports there, I'm sorry. So one of the first things we're gonna do, I want to find a hose. We need to clean this bad boy off. All right, so we found the hose literally around the corner here. There's our hose. But before I start getting all into cleaning the system, let's just make sure we have some refrigerant. I had pulled the disconnect right there, and yes, she's very close to the condensing unit. It should be further away. There's a ghost. We're going to hook up our gauge and see what kind of pressure. So Peter's using the Testo 557s. This is the 4-port digital refrigeration manifold. We're going to make sure we're zeroed out on our high and low side. Make sure our hoses are empty. And we're gonna just check, see what kind of pressure we have standing, and then after we reinstall the disconnect plug that we removed. Something does not appear to be right. Something does not appear to be right here. There is no refrigerant in this system. Absolutely none. Okay. That this is no bueno. This is no bueno. So, what we do know is that we have a micro channel coil in this condensing unit. We have a Coleman unit, probably has the same kind of nonsense going on in there. We need to get the nitrogen, and we need to go look for this leak. It's crazy. Let's add some pressure to the system. Let me guess, this tank is empty. All right, we'll be able to add some pressure in here. Let's grab the drill with the 1/4-inch driver on it. I mean, the 5/16 1/4-inch. Let's remove the cover to the indoor unit, and let's see if we can find this. I don't have that much nitrogen, unfortunately, but I am using the AccuTrack. This is the ultrasonic leak detector, and there's definitely a leak in here, I can tell you that. This thing it's pretty cool. I would take the top off. Entire top. Make it easier. All right, so we are taking out, one more right there, Peter. We pull our wiring for our condenser fan motor. There's one. The others go inside there. We'll have to fish them out. We have a brown and a pink. Peter, listen. How crazy does that sound? Yeah. Crazy.
Is that it?
I don't know. You know what? It's so strong.
It's very loud.
It's very, very loud. Remember, it's an ultrasonic leak detector. We're gonna need to get the soapy water. All right, we found our leak right there. I'm gonna try to feed you guys. Let's see, hold on. Here you go, right there. There it is. She's blowing bubbles. She's blowing bubbles. Wow.
Crazy.
Pretty good stuff, huh? We've been here for about 20 minutes. Already found the leak. The wife is home, the husband is not. And I gave her the rundown. Listen, realistically, we have probably 6 pounds of refrigerant, 5 plus 1. We have a good 3.5 hours of labor. We have the filter dryer. And, nitrogen and some other things like that. But listen, this is not a cheap repair, by all means. Not at all. And she's unable to make a decision without her husband. Her husband's teaching class and not available right now. So what do? We lay the cards on the table. And listen, if they don't want us to proceed right now, we won't proceed. And just, collect for our time what we did so far and have a nice day. But I would like to take care of it now. Yeah. Obviously, the cheapest, cost-effective solution is to replace the entire, to repair the system, cost-effective, yeah. Right? The best scenario here is to replace the entire outdoor unit. The question is, can I get one now, today, because I need it done before the holidays, which are starting Friday night. And go for it. All right, I removed the electrical compartment, chassis from the unit. I pulled the electrical compartment bottom piece out. We have a couple of unique things going on here. We have a filter dryer here and we have a filter dryer there. this is becoming more of an annoyance now than I originally thought it was going to be, because now I got to cut that out and replace this filter dryer, because the system is open to the atmosphere and our leak is right there. So as you can see, it's split there. See? Let's see if I can zoom in for you. Off the screen a little bit, zoom in right there, and look, see? So I don't know. Good luck to me.
What do you think, Peter? You got it?
I'll say yeah.
I hope so. I hope so.
I have faith.
I was really expecting the oils in the system to burn back out of me, but they didn't. All right, now we have this filter dryer to take out and this filter dryer to take out. Let's get the mini cutters and get to work. All right, let me tell you what I did so far. I removed the 5/16 screw that's holding in the high side service valve, and I cut right after my filter dryer. Right, that went like that. Okay, that allowed me to cut out this with just a little more leg room here. Here's our filter dryer pointing in that direction. I'm going to duplicate this piece with this piece of 3/8 tubing. I appear to be a little short, actually, but let's see if we can make it happen. All right, so here is my original filter dryer, baby little filter dryer, of course, figures, and here is my replacement piece that we're going to install. That is basically perfect. All right, so I use my Ridgid tubing bender. This is the 456. This does 1/4 inch, 5/16, and 3/8. This has been with me since the beginning of time when I first started the plumbing trades in early 2000s. This is one of the things that was not stolen from my work truck about 18 years ago. No, wow. Yeah, about 18 years ago, when I was just pulled up to a job site and some crackhead stole my shit. So, because it was in front of the truck, because it was in my pockets. I used to wear these big, giant carpenter pants, wearing a pant size of 32, and I actually needed a 28 with a belt, but that's so I could fit all these tools in my pockets. So here's my old filter dryer. There's the piece that we're going to install. In lieu of that, I re-secured the 5/16 screw holding the service valve there. I swedged that, and I swedged this. Okay, and we're gonna put this together. All right, I brazed in that top part of the 3/8. While brazing that, I cut a little hole in the piping, so I filled it in with the brazing rod. I think she looks great. I'm not worried about that ever. And as soon as Peter gets back with a filter dryer, we'll install that there to connect the two together. All right, so I have that connected. I have my new filter dryer installed, the arrows pointing in the right direction, away from the equipment. I have some pressure in here now because we have a new nitrogen tank. Compliments of Asher over at Ferguson and Limbrook. Great guy. I got a cell phone because if you call the main number, you're getting a song and dance. You're not getting the guy on the phone. You're getting a call center. And that's what makes Ferguson all messed up. And Ferguson, if you're listening, you will never, ever, ever be a sponsor of my channel like that sellout in Texas. Anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. Ferguson, they whatever. Pathetic joke. You go to Ferguson, there's nothing ever in stock. Ever. Like, ever. They call yourself a plumbing and heating supplier? Come on. Get with the program, guys. All right, we have 169 PSI in here. I got nothing leaking there. I got nothing leaking there. I'm good there. I'm good there. The only thing left to do is reattach this piece to there. Otherwise, you know, when the system comes on, you know, all the air is going to want to come through here. It's going to want to take the path of least resistance. Again, I'm all frustrated, not just thinking about Ferguson and how they like the F contractors in the keister. Anyway, I'll put this in there because if we don't put this back there, when the system comes on, all the air is going to rush through there, not through the coil, and now it can have proper cooling. It's like, you know, a filthy coil like this one. And who's the jackass who put this thing in? Look at this. Look at this, guys. Come on, you see this? What are you thinking? Is that even like, what is this? Do you see this? This makes no sense to me. And that's why I say, hacks bring me stacks of cash. Stacks and stacks and stacks of cash. Thanks, guys. Look at this. Pathetic. You guys call yourselves HVAC professionals? Man, you guys need to go back to school. All right, so Peter's setting up the field piece vacuum pump with the Aco Tools True Blue evacuation set. We got our hoses hooked up to the high and low side. Both Schrader core valves are removed, and the Schrader core tool is on both service ports. We're using the Aco Tools Blue Vac Plus Pro Micron leak Micron gauge, sorry. And we're going to put this thing into a vacuum. Let's see, we have a brand new filter dryer. We have the internal filter dryer removed. There they are right there. There's the one that was inside. There's the external one. Little scrap piece of 3/8 that we didn't use. Peter is hopefully not over tightening. We don't want to over tighten them. We just want to make sure they're nice and snug, finger tight. When you apply a wrench on them, you will vastly accelerate the wear and tear on the gaskets on there. Peter will turn on the vacuum pump, making sure the ballast is open. And there we go. So our Micron gauge looks like it wants to go to sleep. Let's open up that valve right there. Don't go to sleep on me, baby. All right. So right now it is 10:18 in the morning. We've been here for about an hour and a half already. Right at around 8:45 we arrived. And the weather, we're starting to get some clear skies. It's very nice. And we're already at 20,000 and dropping microns, 14,000, 10,000. So let's see how long this takes to vacuum down. All right, 470. It is 10:28. I'm using the Aco Tools app right now to make sure to close the gas ballast. We're going to close that gas ballast, and I'll tell you in a minute what we do that for. Okay, so there's our gauge. Now, let me talk about the field piece vacuum pump and the gas ballast valve that is on the vacuum pump. Now, when you have a lot of atmosphere in the system, all right, you want to pull all that atmosphere out by using a vacuum pump, all right? When you're really pulling down below, let's say 1,000 microns, you really want to use the full potential of the vacuum pump, and we're going to close the ballast, which is going to allow us to bypass, you know, I wouldn't say the vacuum oil, but I think it's part of the vacuum oil as well, but more of the inner workings of the pump, and I think it's mostly the vacuum pump oil. So when I close that ballast gauge, which is right there, we're really utilizing the full potential of the vacuum pump. And I could be wrong, I could be mistaken, but I do believe that now we're really pulling a deep vacuum, utilizing the oils that are in the pump, all the fullest potential of the pump, and really not bypassing that open valve where it's just sucking out the atmosphere, the non-condensables from the refrigeration circuit and out the vacuum pump. All right, so right now we're at 354 microns. Now earlier off camera, I was down to 538 microns. I remember that number because those are the first three numbers of the phone number I grew up with. It started 538, right? So I remembered that. And then it jumped up to 800. And what happens at that point is that you're going to have possibly some moisture in the system that basically boiled off and hence raised the pressure in the system, and that's why it spiked up to like 900 microns. So now we're at 352, 350, and we're slowly dropping. I like to drop our systems down to 300 microns. Industry standard is 500, but let me tell you something. On my invoices, when I detail, like writing a book, what we did in that job, when I write down vacuum system exceeding industry standard to 300 microns and passed decay test, right? That's showing value. That's showing what other companies, other HVAC contractors, kind of like the bum who wired up this contactor right there, like an idiot, right? We're showing value. All right, now we're 290. Let's close our two valves. It's gonna jump up, of course, like it's doing right now. Let's start that decay test. Right there. Start decay test. And you see it's jumping up, which is okay. But let's see if the mathematical formula that this system uses will give us a passing decay. Now, I expect it to jump up, which is fine, because we're no longer in that vacuum pump, right? Because the valves are closed, right? But it should settle and it should stabilize where we could have a passing decay test. And I hope that's the case, because we're dealing with these micro-channel coils here, which suck, right? They're known to leak, but we did pass a pressure test. Again, it's only 15 minutes, but it was okay. So let's see. I don't think we're going to pass, but just keep jumping up. We may have to do a deeper vacuum. All right, take two. Let's start our decay test. Okay. Start decay test. Let's close that valve. Close that valve. It is very, very sensitive. All right, I just moved this hose a little bit and it jumped up, you know? So I gotta be a little patient. Sometimes you gotta do a triple vacuum and a nitrogen purge. But let's see what happens if this passes. All right, she finally passed. We got it down to 198 microns. We're good. All right, so we charged the system with a little over 5 pounds of R410A. And then we proceeded to clean and acid wash the condensing coil. Getting all that crap off of there. We're gonna rinse from the inside out, getting all that debris and all that cocky out of the coil. And hopefully, we'll be like a brand new system here. Hopefully, you know, still doesn't fix the horrible placement of a return filter, lack of proper return air. You know, we have a 3-ton system here, and you saw how much air was cut out at the bottom of that plenum. Like I said, you can't fix stupid. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how filthy that coil was. Look at it. Look at all that dirt. It's crazy. And he said that the HVAC guy just serviced it, by the way. Yeah, okay. Serviced his wallet, taking all his money without doing anything. Come on, man. It's crazy. Come on, guys. If you're gonna charge people for, you know, a tune-up or maintenance, guys, if you're that busy or you got to rush your job, you're spending 15, 20 minutes at a service call, well, perhaps maybe you need to get yourself some more staff or get yourself retrained, because you're doing everyone a disservice. You are. How can you say you're servicing the system and not clean the coil? The coil is filthy. Look at that. Unbelievable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10 after 11. I'm looking at the identification label, the rating sticker for this system, and doesn't really tell me much. It tells me what the charge of the condenser was, 4 pounds, and looks like maybe 4 ounces. No charging chart there. I know we have a TXV, so I want to be right around 9 to 11 degrees, plus or minus a couple degrees. So I got my Testo clamp-on temperature clamps on my suction and my liquid line. High side of 150, low side of 150, high side of almost 300 degrees. I have a clean coil. She's maybe a little cold still, but she's brand new spick and span clean. I got 8.5, 8.4 degrees of subcooling. I have no superheat, oddly enough, nothing. But I'm more concerned about that subcooling. I want to be dialed right around 10 degrees, and I'm quite happy with 8.3. I have a good amount of temperature coming out of my condensing fan right here. Let's take a measurement of that. All right, I got an ambient temperature of 76.7 degrees. Let's see what our discharge temperature is. Around 83.8 degrees. Thought that'd be a little bit higher, but maybe 84. Let's go see what our temperatures are at the diffusers and return. Looks like 60 degrees on average out of my diffusers. Let's check our return. He's outside. And we have about 75 degrees return, so that's 15 degrees delta T. All right, some final numbers. A little over 11 and a half degrees of subcooling. 140 and 266 are my pressures. I got an evaporator temperature of 49, a condensing coil temperature of 87, suction line temperature of 51, liquid line temperature of 76, and yeah, not really moving around that much, but I'm happy with that subcooling number of 10.9 at 10.8. It looks like it's going down a little bit. The system has been running for about 15 minutes. I'm quite confident. Let's wrap it up, put our sticker on it, and have a nice day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Finding the leak using the ultrasound leak detector, the leak detecting solution, nitrogen, or whatever was left of it, and using proper techniques to fix the leak, repair the leak, and vacuum and charge with subcooling. We have the TXV there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it educational, let me get your thoughts and feedback down in the comment section down below. If there's something I could have done differently, let me get your criticism down in the comment section down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe.